city council meeting to order with roll call, please.
Lane.
Here.
McDaniel.
Here.
Murdoch.
Here.
Ritter.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Thank you. Everyone's present.
Okay. I invite you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our first item of business is presentation of our beautification award to Daniel Martin, and representing Daniel is his son Taylor. Are you going to do that, Lynn, or?
I think I am. I don't see the committee people yet, so.
All right.
I don't know if I should come up or.
Oh, yeah, right up
Yes,
there, right up
you
front
should
center.
come up.
Thank you very much for coming, and on behalf of Linda Lane, who is the chair of the Beautification Committee, and Doug and Virgie Updike are also the members, there's a $50 check to help buy some more of those beautiful flowers.
Sure.
Certificate,
Thank you so much.
and a copy of the newsletter that's coming out on Sunday. And this you may display in your yard for the next quarter. So Councilman.
You need to get in there as the presenter, yes.
Yes.
So congratulations,
Thank you so
Taylor.
much.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks
Thanks
everyone.
for coming in.
Thank you.
You're
My
welcome.
dad just recently retired, but he got a new job, so,
That's
you know,
what
he
he
does
told me.
everything that he can, you know, and he works out of state, so he's only here during the weekends, but during the weekends, he's always trying to improve, so thank you so much.
He called me and said that, so thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Next on our agenda is our consent agenda. Item A is approve the minutes of the council meeting of July 21st. Item B is approve pay ordinance 788. Item C is approve ordinance adopting the 2016 standard traffic ordinance for Kansas. Item D is ordinance number 2406, adopting the Uniform Public Offense Code for Kansas 2016. Item E is a resolution designating Rick Walker as DeSoto's representative on the Mid-America Regional Council's STP Priorities Committee. And item F is a Bobcat lease, subject to final approval by the city attorney. Is there anyone that wishes to discuss anything?
Yes, I'd like to see item F pulled from the consent agenda completely until the attorney gets paperwork and forms to get this back in order as to the same agreement we had before.
Is that a motion?
And I make that motion. I'll second that.
Just for discussion, if I can just clarify on when I did talk to the KC Bobcat representative, he indicated that, you know, they didn't have the bank agreement, but also said that they wanted, and I don't know if it's just he didn't get his ducks in order, but said that they wanted to get the lease approved and then they would go to the bank to get the financing agreement. So, you know, another option, well, I guess right now you're just pulling it off.
Let's pull it out. We'll
Yeah.
put it down at item
Yeah.
4D to discuss further.
Sorry.
Under new business, we'll discuss it as item D. That's all right?
You want to amend the motion to put it there then?
Well, I thought we were, you know, there's no use talking about it until we get
Well,
it.
I just was gonna let Patrick tell us
Oh,
the
okay,
rest of the
okay.
information that's
All right.
provided. So,
All right. Okay, I'll go ahead and pull the motion then.
would you revise your motion then, and we pull it to 4D?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Rick.
Item 1F, to discuss under,
New business, item D.
all right. And the second still stands, Councilman McDaniel?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so now we just have items A through E. Any discussion of any of the remaining items, or do we want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as modified. Roll call, please.
Ritter,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Murdock,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Thank you, council. Motion carried.
Okay, item 2 is call to the public. Members of the public are welcome to use this time to comment about any matter relating to city business not listed on this agenda. The comments that are discussed under call to public may or may not be acted upon by the city council during this meeting. There is a 4-minute time limit. Please stand and wait to be recognized. Anyone wish to address? Bob?
Yeah, I'd just like to take a minute and congratulate Kevin on his appointment. And today, the fire board went to before the county commissioners. They approved our mill levy increase. There was only one abstention, and that was Ashcraft. And we've put together a real good working relationship now with the county commissioners, and they've been working with us, and so it's a good day today.
All right, thank you, Bob. Item 3, I'm sorry, anybody else? No. All right, item 3, old business, consider appeal of excise tax application from Merck Animal Health.
Yeah, council, I've got this one. Just by way of a little background on the subject, Merck Animal Health is proposing to build another building on their 87th Street campus. And when they came for a building permit for that structure, we found that the property wasn't platted, and our zoning regulations don't allow us to issue building permits for commercial structures on unplatted property. So we encouraged Merck to initiate a platting process on the 87th Street campus. You'll know Merck also has a large campus off of 91st Street. This just relates to the 87th Street campus. There's about 134 acres in total. Part of the planning process was a site plan approval at the planning commission meeting last month, which they obtained, and also approval of a final plat, which is the next item on the agenda as we move forward. The appeal of the excise tax has to do with the application of the tax over the whole 134 acres that's proposed to be platted. Ron Wilms and Rudy Beasy are here in the audience tonight to represent Merck. They might answer any questions you might have of them. But by way of introduction and just as some exhibits are concerned, the staff report includes a letter from Ron that essentially outlines the intent of the request, and the staff report also gives some detail about why it's happening. In essence, in order to get the building permit that they're seeking right now, our regulations would allow Merck to just plat that area that contains the building that they're interested in now. And in fact, they did that exact process in 2007. They built another building up to the far north end of that. And if you look on the screen, I have Exhibit A to Mr. Wilms' correspondence. This shows the North Campus. Really, it's just kind of the improvement area that's associated with the North Campus. There's also a large area of open space. There's some wooded areas. There's ponds to the east there, and there's kind of a bluff to the north. If you'll see the building at the far north end, where it says 28,079 square feet, that's the building they built in 2007. And because of the excise requirements are based on the square footage of platted area, you can see that the plat that they recorded at that time was just around that building, and there's actually a small sliver of the driveway going down all the way down to 87th Street. That's all they platted at that time. And they could do almost the same thing this time with just platting an area around the building that they plan to build and extending a sliver of property down to 87th Street, and that plat is approvable and would meet our regulations. Under that scenario, they would pay probably much less than $90,000. But this exhibit here shows a proposed plat that represents really just the area of the campus on the north side of 87. And so the way it's described as minimum platting area, it's about 11 acres that includes the campus. That 11 acres encompasses both the building that they have on right now, plus another expansion to that building, plus a third building off to the west a little bit. The request is that they would like to pay excise tax on all of that now, to the tune of about $91,000. Rather than excise tax on every square foot of the entire platted parcel, which is the next sheet on the staff report, shows a scenario that would essentially plat the entire 134-acre property north of 87th Street. They were encouraged to do this by me because it is, first of all, we get more excise tax now than they really would have to do to build their next building. They could continue in that manner, just platting the area of whatever particular building they want to build at the time they want to build it, piecemeal over time. And what we would wind up with is a quilt work patch of plats on that campus that still wouldn't represent all 134 acres. So what's proposed now in the plat that the Planning Commission approved last month includes just a big square, as you see it there, entire 134 acres. If we were to apply the excise tax, it'd be over $1 million. What they are suggesting is what the request is that you grant their request to apply the excise tax only to that area, that 11 point some acres of area that is their current operation and the portion that they could expand into in the future. And staff's recommending that you grant that request. So if you do, the plat that you have in front of you at the later agenda item would go through. We would sign that, and the excise tax due would be $91,938.98. I think I'll stop there
Okay.
unless there's any questions.
Questions from council? Kevin?
No, I don't have any.
Lori?
I think I've discussed it enough.
Danny?
No, sir.
No, I think we're pretty much all in agreement on this.
Okay.
I don't see any changes here.
They wanna make a motion or,
Will, find it,
okay?
because he always gives us.
I didn't this
You
time.
didn't?
No, I'm sorry.
I make a motion, we grant the appeal and establish the total excise tax due for Merck at $91,948.98.
Second that.
Second by Councilman Lane.
Just sorry to clarify, Mike, if there were buildings on other areas that, you know, outside of 11 acres, just so it's clear that there would still be excise tax due as to those areas. Is that correct? If there were, you know,
No.
if they replatted or.
That's not my understanding. My understanding would be, this would be it. And that's why Merck includes more than just the building envelope that they're looking at now. You're in the 11 acres, and it's sort of a pre-analysis of the thing as to what's a fair excise tax amount for this. They're showing 11 acres when really they could really show 2 or 3 acres probably and get the building built. And that 11 acres again represents the area that they could conceivably expand into. Not that they, you know, couldn't change their operation out there and have something else go in out there. But in talking to the operational people at Merck, the facility that they have on 87th Street includes livestock that they have to have a certain amount of open space for in order to meet their permitting requirements through the state. So I think it's very unlikely that they expand significantly into areas that is not included in the 11 acres.
I was just wondering, and it doesn't sound like it's very likely, but if the property was sold and someone decided to do something totally different, like a, you know, commercial development or, you know, residential subdivision.
Would require replat.
Right, that's what I
That would,
just,
I don't know,
yeah.
commercial may not, but.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
this
if
would
it's
just
replatted.
apply to this plat, and
This
if it was
plat, right.
replatted, right?
Yeah, under a replat scenario,
Yeah.
the tax would apply.
Yeah. Gotcha. Thanks.
All right, if there's no other discussion, roll call please.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
Ritter,
Yes.
Murdoch,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Thank you, council. The motion carried.
Okay. Four A, consider, that's still on
I
Merck.
know.
Consider final plat for Merck Animal Health.
Yeah, it's a decent transition. This is the plat we just got done talking about. It's, I think a large version was included in your packets for those of you who get the paper packets. It is a plat of the entire north campus on the plat, or on the property. The total acreage, a little over 134 acres. It does exclude the flag lot that was platted in 2007 because there was an industrial revenue bond issued for that property as part of the tax incentive package, and the city of DeSoto is actually still owns that property, so that is essentially excluded. But for the balance of the 134 acres is included. We are getting an additional right-of-way along 87th Street for this, and so in terms of the plat acceptance, the council is accepting the easements and rights-of-way. That's your function on a plat, is you don't necessarily look at the details and approve the plat, but you do have to, as a governing body, accept whatever easements or rights-of-way that are dedicated, so that's what you're doing. So I recommend that you approve the final plat of Merck Farm.
So we're gonna do a 40-foot right of way then on that side.
It's 40, yeah, on the north.
Welcome to my world.
You got that too, don't you?
Yes, I did. I gave it back.
Okay. Any questions?
I don't have any. I'll make a motion, that we approve the final plat for Merck Farm.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve the plat. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Lane,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Ritter,
Yes.
Murdock,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Thank you, council. The motion carried.
4B, consider fencing bids for sunflower at the water treatment plant.
Yes, council, this is an item that Doug Smith has been working on for a while. Most recently, we've gotten bids from fencing contractors to do this. We did get 3 bids on the project. The project involves essentially fencing the bulk of our 12 acres that contains the water plant, plus the lagoons, and about 4 or 5 acres north of the lagoons. The plan is to enclose the lagoon area with 5-strand barbed wire fence, but then the treatment plant facility itself, just south of the lagoons, that would include the filter fee that keep the cattle out of our water treatment facility area. They're kind of a nuisance, especially when they get stuck in the lagoons. They don't like that. We got 3 bids. The low bid was Challenger Fence and Supply. They're out of Baser, Kansas. Their bid was $42,550. At the time of the bidding, they didn't include there's a little bit of grading work that a lot of times you do for the area, particularly of the chain link, just to get the ground level. And we asked them for a price on that. They said they would include that at no additional charge. So I would recommend that the council accept the low bidder from Challenger in the amount of $42,550. And the funding would come from the 2015 bond issue. I did include a current snapshot, Exhibit C to the staff reports, current snapshot of the bond issue. I think we're ready now to come back in the next couple of months with some recommendations on potential expanded scope of the bond issue. Discuss that with the council.
You were putting a
Yeah.
2,000.
When I wrote the memo, we
Okay.
hadn't got the.
But that
Okay,
is
so is
now
it
struck, so.
42,000 or 44?
42,550.
Okay.
Very much.
Yeah.
Any questions, Mike?
I make a motion that,
Well, I just got one.
Okay.
On that one, the fence across from the double gate, across from the 2 holding ponds. Now,
Yeah.
where you've got a mainway gate deal, what was the purpose if that across there, when we got the whole structure fenced on the outside of that. What did the gate going across the middle, what was that actually purposeful?
Oh, the gate, okay, so you're talking about.
About that, the fence running from across all the way with the,
Well, we do have a need to, it's vehicular access from the
It's a
plant
different
area.
fence style, I think is the main thing. The high fence goes
Oh.
around the square plant, and then that's a lower barbed wire fence around the lagoon.
Yeah,
oh,
So it's we're
Yes.
gonna have a tall security fence around our main facility,
oh, okay.
so
oh,
that'll
the
be
rest is an agricultural style.
Right.
Oh, okay, okay. That explains that, thank you.
Okay.
Motion, I'll second.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept low bid on, the fencing project for the Sunflower Water Treatment Plant. 42,550.
I'll second that.
We have a motion to accept the bid from Challenger Fence for $42,550. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Murdock,
Yes.
Ritter,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Thank you, council, the motion carried.
Okay. Item C, consider bids for water line connections for the new water tower.
Yes, council, now that we have a tower, it's probably good that we connect it to the water system. That's always been the plan, we didn't just think of that. So we did, distribute electronic plans through our regular electronic bidding process. I think it was because of the season of the year, contractors are very busy this year, this time of year. We did only receive 2 bids for the work. The low bid was very favorable at $32,600. The high bid was at $58,536. I think the high bid was not a favorable bid. I did have a discussion with the low bidder about the discrepancy in those 2 bids, and he's comfortable moving forward with the bid that he has now.
The low bid in line with your estimate?
The low bid was a
Estimate
bit
cost.
lower. I mean, we expected this to be around 50,000, so
Okay.
it was low. And there are some unique challenges. The project's only 175 feet long, but we have to go under an existing 54-inch concrete line that we think is pretty deep, and there's a sanitary sewer line, and then our 2 16-inch raw water. There's just a lot in the way. So we've got some vertical bins in there, the contractor, they're just a hassle, so that adds to the price. At any rate, I do think after discussing that with Conley that he's comfortable moving forward, and the project is a small enough scope, I don't think he'll get himself into too much trouble on it. So I'd recommend taking the low bid from Conley in the amount of $32,671.32.
Any questions for Mike? Danny?
No.
Seems like most of the money is in that item number 3, the installing the water main. I mean, the linear feet,
Yeah, but it's where you'd expect it to be.
where it's, I mean, that's a huge difference.
Oh, the unit price
When you're
between the
looking at
2
the
bid,
unit prices
contract,
between-
yeah,
Oh, the difference.
right, yeah.
You know, when you're looking at 170 to
It is, yeah.
40, I mean, you kind of,
Yeah.
but I mean, if he's double verified, then
It's hard to know where a contractor puts his price, because, you know, it's, sometimes they'll put it in one line item, sometimes different, you drive yourself nuts.
well, the other ones are all relatively
They're all
close.
pretty
That one
close,
is
yeah.
the one that just really stands out to be, you know, that's.
And that might be where he put his factor that, gosh, I'm too busy to do this, but if they're gonna pay me this much, I'll do it. That might be where that money went.
Bid down on
And the
the
sheets
lower
did.
one. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I get it,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
All right, I make a motion then that we accept the bid from Conley's Site Work and Grading in the amount of $32,671.32.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to accept the bid from Conley for $32,671.32. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Ritter,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Murdock,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Thank you, council, the motion carried.
Okay. Item D is a Bobcat lease, so if you wanna update us, Patrick, on
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that when I did talk to Mr. Keating, the representative from Casey Bobcat, his comment was that, well, I got the lease agreement between Casey Bobcat and the city of DeSoto to you. I wanted to get that approved, and then I'll go get the bank agreement. So I told him, well, you know, if you don't have the bank agreement before the meeting, that means the bank agreement probably will need to go on a future agenda, which will delay, you know, getting the equipment to the city. And he understands that. And so that's why in my memo, I just indicated to you that this bank agreement, I mean, for at least the last, I'm not sure exactly how many years, but it seemed at least the last 5, maybe even, they've been doing the same bank agreement. That never changes. Now, a few years ago, I did get them to agree to a bunch of provisions about cash basis law, and that's in the document that you have before you. So it's identical to last year's. So I just wanted to throw it out there. If you're comfortable, you know, knowing for me that if the bank agreement is any different other than just changing the dates, you know, the terms are all the same, you know, you could go ahead and authorize me to approve that.
What was some other form?
Just the, like the sheet, when they come out and deliver the machine, Ron signs off saying that, yes, this is the machine that we ordered, and it has all the equipment that we have on it. So, nothing substantive.
I'm sure that bank's gonna carry the loan on that machine
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, that's
And so it's just protecting them if we don't pay.
right.
I don't think we should give them a check until we get all the paperwork.
No, and I wasn't in, I think I'm with you on that. I just, instead of delaying, you know, for another meeting, because I know the street department's pretty anxious about getting their new machine. I thought if you're comfortable, I mean, obviously, if there's anything that causes me concern, I'm not gonna make that decision. I'll just, you know, we'll have to wait. But if everything's the same as last year, then I'll just proceed with it, if you're okay with that.
I'm okay with it. I don't think Rick's gonna put anything
Yeah,
behind
well,
that.
that's
Is it
it.
right? I mean, if we don't get it.
Well, we won't give them any money until they
Right.
give us the paperwork.
Right.
As long as it is short.
Are you making a motion?
So I'll make the motion. Hold on, I gotta figure out what I wanna say here on this one.
It's in the consent.
Oh, yeah, we'll just.
It's an ordinance.
That we approve the Bobcat lease subject to final review and approval by the city attorney.
Second. Okay, we have a motion to approve the lease and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Lane,
Yes.
McDaniel,
Yes.
Ritter,
Yes.
Murdock,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Thank you, council. The motion carried.
Okay. Executive session, I would like about 15 minutes to talk about confidential company information, get an update from Mike on a couple of things. So I'm gonna make a motion, we go into executive session for 15 minutes to discuss confidential company information with the council, our city administrator, and our city attorney.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're in executive session until 7:45.
Just so everyone in the audience knows, the recording will roll. I don't stop it, and sound picks up really well. Fair warning.
Policeman draws his gun.
That's cool.
We can fight. You, can you take the money for next Thursday?
Thank you.
Thin out too much.
All right, I make a motion, we return to regular session, only matters of confidential company information were discussed, and no votes were taken.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, okay. Advisory reports, Mike.
Yeah, council, the only thing I had tonight, in your packets, there were, budget inserts. These were as a result of the final budget discussions that we had at the last meeting. So you will have a current up-to-date budget as we have currently on the books right now. The public hearing's published for the next meeting, August 18th. And if all goes well at that time, we'll be done with the budget then. The public hearing is that night, and we'll vote to adopt the budget that night as well. I believe there will be a resolution needed because we're increasing the mills. So there'll be a resolution to pass then and the budget to approve. And that's all I have. Can answer questions if anybody has it.
Okay, any questions for Mike?
I have one question. I discussed with you the other day about the loader.
Yeah.
Did you talk to Patrick?
Yeah, we
See if
did.
could do that?
I did. And we're gonna bring that up at the next council meeting. We had a discussion, Patrick, you talked to Murphy Tractor, about essentially getting that tractor, for this winter, and rather than waiting. It's possible. There's about a 3-month lead time on those. And, the owner said, Murphy Tractor said, if we gave them some sort of a letter of intent from the city, they could release it to start building the machine and maybe have it delivered by December.
What I was asking him was, see if we could get it in the 1st of December, when it starts snowing, so then those guys can have it now, and you have to wait until next June to get the tractor.
I thought we'd wait till next meeting because we haven't officially approved the budget yet.
Patrick?
Just wanted to let the council know, I did get word from the county that, Joanne Thompson did redeem on one of the parcels. There weren't a lot of taxes or assessments on that parcel she redeemed, but she did share with the, county attorney. She has a new attorney and they're working to see about trying to redeem on the other parcels. I mean, I think it's a tough road for them to do that, but that is something they're working on. So, that's all I have.
Okay. Lana?
Just a reminder to you, council, in your last month's League magazine, you received the information about the League conference that's coming up, and this year it'll be close to home in Overland Park. So if you check your calendars and you would like me to make your reservation, just shoot me an email, give me a phone call, and I'll be happy to do that. The early bird registration ends the 1st of September, so in order to save a little bit of money, if you could make up your mind by then, let me know. Thank you.
All right, council comments, you wanna start, Kevin?
I don't know.
All right, thank you. Lori?
I don't think I have anything other than I will be out of town, the first meeting that we have in September,
Okay.
which will be September 1st actually, so just to let you guys know, no one else gets to go out of town. Well, or with the team meeting. Or I can be here on phone, I think. I'll try my darndest.
Well, let's just all try to be there.
So- But if there's something important I need to be here for, I can probably be done by phone, depending on how my phone cell is in the mountains.
Stand on top of the camper.
Might have
Right.
to,
Yeah.
let my finger in.
Okay. Ron, do you have anything
No, I'm
tonight?
out.
Or to go to group?
No, I'm done.
All right, Danny?
No, sir.
I don't have anything either, so a motion.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're adjourned.
Thanks for all that stuff, Mike. Appreciate it.
Well,
I'm gonna brace myself.